2020 was a bit of a bust with the coronavirus health pandemic outbreak. This virus was the reason so many games got pushed back out of 2020 with developers transitioning to working remotely. However, this means that 2021 should be a rather filled year for video game releases. In this video, I will show you some best PC survival games of 2021. But before we start this video, please subscribe to my channel Games Puff and press the bell icon for more gaming videos. So without any further ado, let's start this video. The first game of this video is Outpost Glacier. Outpost Glacier is an upcoming game from indie development team Doomlord Interactive. In this game, players work as a member of Apollo Corp who is sent to work on an abandoned northern outpost. The problem here is that the outpost is surrounded by frozen tundra. This means to survive you'll need to gather resources and scavenge for food, all while ensuring the outpost can sustain power throughout the night. We're eager to see more about this game, and fortunately, you can even play an early alpha build right now through itch. Next up we have Icarus. From the creator of DayZ comes Icarus. This is a new upcoming free-to-play survival title which puts players onto a newly discovered planet. Here companies can bid on sections of the land to mine for new exotic resources. However, being on a foreign planet, you'll need to ensure that you are prepared for the dangers that are within the planet along with keeping vitals in check. This means having shelter, food, and water. Likewise, there are different missions to take on which can become more challenging and longer to endure as you progress. Next up we have Smalland. Smalland is a game that you might find very familiar with another title out in the market today, Grounded. In this game, players are transformed into a size of a small pebble where you will find that the world has become even more dangerous than ever before. To figure out what is going on, you'll have to go through a deep journey, but as you can probably guess, you'll need to gather resources. With new predators now lurking about in the woods, it's a battle to keep safe and your vital signs in the green. Next up we have Little Devil Inside. Little Devil Inside will probably catch your attention immediately from a visual standpoint. It's a rather unique-looking 3D action-adventure survival title from indie studio Neostream. Overall, the game puts players into the task of hunting down and taking out creatures that lurk in the world. From what the developers have claimed, Little Devil Inside kind of takes on the same mechanics as the Harvest Moon titles. Players are hunting down creatures as a job, and it's the everyday life you're watching unfold. From going on missions, gathering resources to enjoying the weekend, it looks as if Little Devil Inside is a game that mixes survival and simulation mechanics. Number 5 we have Sons of Forest. The Forest from End Night Games was a survival title as players were stuck in the woods looking for a means of escape. It was a mixture of survival and the constant threat of hostile enemies that left fans enjoying the game. There are still players discovering this title today. Now a new sequel is in the works called Sons of the Forest. Players are seemingly taking a trek back into the woods as a means to hunt down the supernatural elements that lurk within it. Next up we have Dream Engine Nomad Cities. Dream Engine's Nomad Cities is a unique style of survival game. In this title, players are forced to survive a new post-apocalyptic world by crafting cities that can take flight. Through new technologies, players can craft up their city and prepare to venture around the world for additional resources. Meanwhile, there are horrific monsters that lay within the lands below, so gathering resources will require skill and timing. Of course, if you built up enough resources, then you might find it possible to keep on the ground as you use different defensive systems to fend off any hostile groups that flood into the area. Next up we have Balaheim. If you ever wanted to spend some time in a Norse-inspired purgatory, then you're in luck. Valheim throws players into this world where you, a once Viking warrior, end up in this purgatory where you must attempt to survive within the world, craft weapons, build up your shelter, and take on enemies that not even Odin himself would attempt to face. Next up we have Bum Simulator. Bum Simulator is certainly a wacky game on this list. Players step into the role of a man who lives on the streets, but your journey is only beginning. You could adapt, survive, and become a living legend according to the developers from this game. The gameplay looks a bit silly, where players are going through a crazy world in search of goods to sell at the pawn store, gathering gear, making up a shelter, and using their inner bum powers to defeat your enemies. Number 9 we have The Day Before. The Day Before looks quite a bit like The Division in a lot of ways. This is an upcoming MMO title that's set during a pandemic of the United States of America. Humanity has fallen, leaving nothing but shells of cities and vehicles behind. Now a virus threat is flooded across the world, infecting humans into mindless zombies. Meanwhile, the few that are left are at battle with each other for the few and far between resources available in the world. Players will drop into this game with the goal of simply survival. The last game of this video is State of Decay 3. State of Decay has been a popular survival zombie video game, and for the past 2 installments, it's been a focus for players to survive various hazards in the world. It does show a snowy landscape, which might indicate that we'll have to rely on some more survival resources when we explore out in the open, such as freezing temperatures. Furthermore, it looks like animals might make a play in State of Decay 3. Again, nothing official has been released at the moment, but the trailer shows a mutated deer munching down on a fresh kill. We very well may have to face off against undead animals as well, which will really add something a bit more unique with this installment of the series. So that's the list of 10 best PC survival games that you can play in 2021. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel Games Puff, and press the bell icon for more gaming updates.